Welcome, gamers. Get ready to laugh and shake your head as we count down the top 5 stupid games. From absurd obstacles to ridiculous mechanics, these games are sure to leave you scratching your head. So, sit back, grab some snacks, and join us for a hilarious ride. Number 1, Goat Simulator. Have you ever played Goat Simulator? It's the game where you play as a goat, and your only objective is to cause as much chaos and destruction as possible. It's like being a goat with ADHD on a sugar high. In the game, you go around headbutting things, licking people, and even spinning around in the air like a tornado. As a goat, your primary goal is to rack up as many points as possible by completing tasks like knocking over fences, exploding gas. But let me tell you, being a goat is not all fun and games. You have to watch out for the humans who are trying to capture you. And trust me, nothing is scarier than a group of humans running after you with nets and tranquilizer darts. One of the most entertaining things about Goat Simulator is that the physics engine is so wacky. You'll be prancing around and randomly get launched into the air like a rocket. It's like the goat has a mind of its own. And what's with all the different goats you can play as? You have your standard goat, but then you also have a goat demon, a goat angel, and even a goat that can climb walls like Spider-Man. Who knew goats had such diverse skill sets? But perhaps the best feature of Goat Simulator is the glitches. I mean, the game is intentionally glitchy, but some of the glitches are hilarious. I once played the game and my goat got stuck in a tree. I spent 10 minutes trying to get it out before giving up and starting. In conclusion, if you want to experience what it's like to be a goat on a mission to cause mayhem, then Goat Simulator is the game for you. Just be prepared for the hilarious physics, bizarre objectives, and endless glitches. And remember, always act like a goat. Number 2, Octodad Deadliest Catch. Setting. The comedian is on stage in front of a live audience. Comedian. How many of you have heard of the Octodad game? Crowd cheers. Well, for those who haven't, it's basically a game where you play as an octopus who's trying to keep his true identity a secret from his human family. And let me tell you, it's hilarious. I mean, can you imagine being an octopus trying to navigate the mundane tasks of everyday human life? Going to the grocery store, driving a car, even mowing the lawn. But the best part is the controls. In most games, the controls are pretty straightforward. Up is up, down is down, left is left, you get the picture. But in Octodad, it's a bit different. Because you have 8 tentacles to control, it's all about the finesse. You want to pick up a soda can? Well, good luck. You'll end up knocking over every other item on the shelf before finally grasping it with one of your tentacles. And don't even get me started on trying to walk a straight line. It's like being drunk, except you're an octopus. There's even a button to flop around on the ground but the real challenge of the game is trying to keep up the charade of being a normal human dad. Because if your family finds out you're an octopus, it's game over. And who wants to be a cephalopod outcast? So, all in all, Octodad is a pretty hilarious game. It's like a Pixar movie come to life, but with more tentacles. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants a good laugh and a chance to live life as an octopus.
Here, use these.
Number 3 is Human. Fall Flat. In this game, you play as Bob, a clumsy little human with flailing limbs, and a knack for falling over at the worst possible times. As you navigate through various puzzle-filled levels, you'll find yourself stumbling, bumbling, and tripping your way to victory, or at least, attempting to. Picture Bob, an endearingly awkward cartoon character, flailing around as he tries to climb up a tall tower, only to slip and fall all the way back down to the bottom. Or imagine Bob trying to move a heavy object, only to accidentally sling it across the room and into a wall, sending debris flying everywhere. If it sounds like good, silly fun, that's because it is. Human. Fall Flat is the ultimate game for anyone who loves to laugh and doesn't take themselves too seriously. Despite the often hilarious mishaps that befall poor Bob, the game never feels frustrating or unfair. There's always a way to try again, and the joy of finally reaching your goal after a series of embarrassing pratfalls is unparalleled. Of course, part of the fun of Human. Fall Flat is playing with friends. There's nothing quite like watching your buddies flail their way through the same challenges you just struggled with, or trying to work together to overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable alone. And if you're feeling particularly brave, you can always try out one of the game's many secret levels, which are filled with even more absurd and challenging antics. In short, Human. Fall Flat is a game that'll have you laughing, cheering, and maybe even cringing as you guide Bob through his hilarious adventures. So why not give it a try? Number 4 is I am bread. Do you ever get that craving for a fresh loaf of bread? Well, forget going to the bakery, just jump into the world of I am bread. This game is all about one little slice's mission to become toasted perfection. You control the bread's every move, but beware, complete control isn't always a good thing. Maneuvering around the kitchen can be challenging, and the slightest wrong move can leave your bread in a crumbly mess. But that's not the only obstacle in this game's way. You must avoid all sorts of hazards, from knives to ants, and even cats. Yes, you heard that right, a cat with a burning hatred for bread will stop at nothing to prevent you from toasting up. So, hide your brioche, because this feline foe will, as you glide, flop, and shimmy your way around the kitchen, you'll discover hidden items that can unlock new bread types and even new levels, like the bathroom. Don't ask me why bread likes to go in the bathroom, I don't make the rules here. Trust me, seeing a slice of bread trying to climb up a toilet or slide down a tube of toothpaste is something you'll remember for a long time. And if you think you've seen it all, just wait until you find the hidden vacuum cleaner level. I wouldn't spoil the surprise, but it'll make toast out of your jaw. In the end, the goal is simple: get toasted. Whether it's in the toaster or on the radiator, achieving that perfect crispiness is the ultimate victory in this game. So, grab a knife, or don't, and let's get loafing in the world of I am bread. The last game in this list is Who's Your Daddy? It's a game where you have to figure out who the father is amongst a group of men. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, or trying to find Waldo on a crowded beach. It's tough. I once played this game with a group of friends, and let me tell you, it was hilarious. We were all playing detectives and interrogating each other. It was like being in an episode of Law & Order, except instead of solving a crime, we were trying to solve a paternity case. The first round was pretty easy. We had to use our deductive skills to eliminate the contenders. We asked questions like, do you have any kids? Where were you during the time of conception? Do you have any genetic conditions that could have been passed down? It was all going well until we got to the second round. The second round was called The Babies Got Back. We had to study the backs of the men in the room. Yes, we were all examining backs and trying to find any distinguishing features, scars, logos, literally anything that could help us figure it out. It was hilariously absurd, but we were all in it to win it. The final round was a race against time. We only had 3 minutes to figure out who the father was, and we were all frantically trying to find the answer. It was like trying to finish a crossword puzzle with only 5 minutes left on the clock. We were all shouting out different names, pointing fingers, and trying to convince each other that we had solved the mystery. So folks, if you ever want to have a good time, gather up some friends and play Who's Your Dad. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload from us. See you in the next video.